Hello everyone, how's it all going? It's been a busy time for me. A lot of people know that I make games. Not a lot of people know that I also do PR. One of the people that I've been hired to do PR for is John Blow, who recently, today, released his new game, The Witness. So, to celebrate that, I will be fielding a 15-minute question and answer session about The Witness. So if anyone has any questions, please put your hands up now. What's The Witness? Okay, The Witness is a multiplayer game that's being released on the Xbox One and PC, Mac, Linux, and it's about it's a video game, and I'm happy if anyone has a more. What do you want me to explain exactly what it is all in one question? Let's move on. Let's keep it going. I want to go through everybody, please. Next question. Yes, you. Who is the titular witness? There's several witnesses in the game, and the main witness is the character that the player plays, called, the character doesn't have a name. I know that John took a lot of inspiration from Half-Life. No, not Half-Life, that character does have a name. From games that don't have characters with names in. So the witness is you. And of course, since it's a multiplayer game, you can either play local multiplayer or online multiplayer, and you can witness. It's a metaphor. I won't get into it now, but it's a metaphor for like witnessing all of humanity. Next question. Yes, you.
Is it a sequel to Prey?
No. Next question. Yes, you.
How many guns are there?
How many guns are there? There are no guns in the game. It is about witnessing, not about shooting people. Next question. Yes, you.
Will there be microtransactions?
There will not be there will not be microtransactions at first, but we're just kind of keeping it open for the future. Next question. Yes.
What are the NPCs like?
There are a few NPCs. My favorite NPC in the game is Craig, who you meet at the start, who is kind of the tutorial. Like it's a multiplayer game, overarching, but it starts with a single player portion that allows you to kind of be. It's a tutorial really about how to play, how to play the game, how to navigate the kind of jumping mechanics and the picture frame mode, and that NPC basically guides you through it. He's got a Scottish accent. And it's very funny. He's very funny. He was voiced by David Tennant. Next question. Yes.
Is The Witness from Fractions 2?
Yeah. Sorry, we couldn't hear the question because people were laughing at the back. Next question. Yes, you.
Is The Witness from Fractions 2?
No. Is The Witness from Fractions 2? In case the microphone didn't pick it up, the answer is no. Yes.
If Witness was a cheese, what cheese would it be?
It would. That's a stupid question. Next question. I'd like to just reaffirm that there will only be questions about the game and not about like things ancillary, unless it's the iOS app. Next question.
Yeah. So why is The Witness set on an island?
Well, The Witness is set on an island because we needed a linear. We needed a closed-off game space, because obviously if you have it taking place over the world, that's too much for like a couple of people to model. So we decided to have it on an island, actually from a conversation that me and John had where he just finished Braid and he really wanted to, expand into like a bigger dimension. Like he wanted to add another dimension to the 2 dimensions of Braid, not counting the time mechanic of course, but he wanted to kind of make it bigger and larger, and he wanted to go to 4 dimensions, but I said, no, we shouldn't do that. We should keep it 3, and actually, I think that the 3rd dimension up and down, or the 2nd dimension that some people consider to be the 3rd dimension, the up and down, the z-axis, the vertical stuff, a lot of that is cut off by the water, and you don't have to render what's under the water, which is actually quite a smart move. Next question. Yeah, you.
Does John see it developing into an esport?
No, that's like a traditional concept of gameplay. This is outside that box. This is outside the box of traditional like multiplayer shit. Next question. Yeah, you. Yeah, you. Go.
Who do I witness after Craig?
Pardon? Oh, well, Craig is the first NPC, and he takes you through The spoilers, by the way. So Craig dies actually at the end of the first act, and then you kind of go. Have you played Journey?
Is Craig in Journey?
No, not Journey. Hazard: The Journey of Life, also known as Antechamber, made by Alex Bruce, 2013. Do you know it? Do you know it? Do you know it? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so you know in Hazard: The Journey of Life, there's no fucking NPCs. It's all walls. It's coloured walls and pictures and shit. You know, but I know John saw that and he said, you know, there's no character called Craig in this. There's no character called, you know, Elizabeth's in it. She's voiced by the person who plays Elizabeth in BioShock Infinite. And yeah, like you witness Elizabeth after Craig, to answer your question. Next question, you at the back, yes.
Are there any other people you want to name drop?
No. Next question. Go on. Come on. This is yes.
What was John's biggest inspiration?
His biggest inspiration was the movie Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. He saw that when he was 12, and he. I don't know why that's funny. It's serious. Come on. So he saw that, and he really liked the kind of space aspect of the game. And so when I was helping him design it early on, he said, you know, I want to go into space. I want to have like a space element to it. And I thought, you know, that's interesting. But again, we're seeing so many games like that space one that's being made now. You know, the one that's been coming out for ages. Their offices got flooded. Please shout it out if you know it. You know, it's Rainbow in Sky. Yeah, okay, yeah. That one's clearly, it's really big. And again, you know, if we can't make an entire planet, then we're not going to make all of space and time. Next question. Yeah.
What does it cost so much?
How much time do I have left, by the way?
10 minutes.
Oh, I've been going through that quickly then. Yeah, let's relax a bit. Let's liven it up. What's the question?
Why does it cost £30?
It costs £30 because I'm sick and tired of people thinking that games are easy to make. Most of you make games, you know, probably, I don't know, but they're really fucking hard. And John spent 10 years of his life on this. And I spent like 9 of my years of my life on this. So, you know, helping John, it's his vision, you know, mostly executed via me. But, you know, it's, you know, it's hard. It's hard work, and he should be paid that amount. I should be paid that amount for making The Witness. Go on, next question. Oh, you're really slowing this down. Yes, you.
So why did you feel you needed to record the voices for The Witness on an island?
Well, you see, we recorded the voices, you know, in OM UK studios, you know, just down here, and actually, the England is part of an island, and we thought that to not record on an island would probably be very difficult, and so we just thought that was the easiest thing to do, so we did it. Next question. Yeah.
Is the game too difficult?
No, well, it depends on the skill of the other players that are playing. You know, a lot of people who've been playing since early development, like 5-6 years ago, have gotten quite good at the kind of picture frame aspect. I'm quite angry that a lot of you haven't asked about that, but you know, it's a different kind of gameplay because it's very artistic in a way. It's about you interpreting this world against other people, and at the end of the round, you go into the in-between rounds area, and your scores of interpretations get leveled up depending on how well you interpreted the events on the island, how well you witnessed them. And if you're playing against people who like are artists, so like if you're playing against you know, Picasso or something, or someone like Picasso, you would rightly say it's really difficult, and so it depends, I suppose. Next question. Yeah, you.
What's the art style of The Witness?
The art style, well, you've seen the pictures. You know what it looks like. Next question. Yeah.
Is there a deeper meaning about, I don't know, atomic bombs or something?
No, play it. Next question. Yes.
How do you feel about there being an arbitrary correct interpretation?
Pardon?
How do you feel about there being an arbitrary correct interpretation?
Pardon? Pardon?
How do you feel about there being an arbitrary correct interpretation?
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
If you're scoring against an interpretation.
Yeah, I explain that.
Yeah. So someone's scoring out that. How do you feel about that?
How do I? This isn't. This isn't about how I feel about this. This is an objective question and answer session about The Witness. So no, I'm not answering your question. Next question. Yes.
What do you think is the greatest flaw in the game?
Well, probably the fact that it's not released 10 years from now when technology is even better and we can put more fidelity, more graphical fidelity into the game. And, you know, right now we've not got a brilliant sound system, so I think a lot of the weird sounds that get populated around the island, like the kind of silent sign segment. I don't know if you've played that segment. Well, there's a silent sign segment that happens. Sometimes it's randomly generated, but it sometimes gets placed in the game. And like, I think the sounds for that, you know, we only managed to spend, like, production time was quite fast, and Xbox were getting on our backs about getting it out. So it took a while. Next question. Come on. Yes.
Which one do you think is better, Braid or Witness?
The Witness. Next question. Yes.
Have you planned for integrating VR in it?
No. Next question. Yes.
You said picture frame aspect. What does that mean?
The I'm glad you asked. The picture frame aspect is completely, well, it's really good. So the picture frame aspect of the game is all about how you view the world, and now you've got a slider on your so the game, The Witness, you know, it's a boxed copy only, so it comes with a physical kind of slider that you plug into the Xbox or your computer via USB or Bluetooth, and you control the level of artistic interpretation in the game. And, you know, if you slide it to one end, it's purely objective, but if you slide it to the other end, depending on who you are and the actions that you've taken before in the this is why it's so great. So depending on the actions that you've taken before, we record everything that you do throughout the game, and depending on that, we feed that through multiple algorithms, like you know, how you've moved, how you've looked at things, what you've seen, all of that. We take all that data and then we put it into an algorithm that helps define, like, we know what you've seen. You know, as game designers, we can track where the camera's been, we can track where everything's been, and we can, you know, tell what the player's seen. We can call back, you know, individual things. We can emphasize things. We can heighten the color. We can change color grading. We can change the kind of potency of sounds. We can change all this different stuff. Based on what the player's seen before. And like when you're at the top of the blow slider, which is what we've called it, you are you know, seeing things completely dependent on the algorithm. But when you're at the bottom of the slider, you are not seeing that at all, and that part is cut from the game. Next question.
Did you also use a
Oh. Pardon?
Did you also
we're not fucking talking about that. And I expected you to be a bit more professional, Jake. Next question.
What are your plans for DLC?
There will be no DLC. Next question. It will all be made by the players. Next question. Oh, right. Oh, God. Next question. Yes?
If it's multiplayer, how will people play it in 50 years?
How will people be playing it in 50? That's a really interesting question. I like to think that the game will shut down within 10. Because I think obviously now that The Witness is coming out, we've probably actually got maybe about a couple of minutes before Braid is stopped for sale, and the code in Braid to lock it activates. So you know, once that code activates, John's previous game will no longer be playable, and only The Witness will be playable, because, you know, we think that we want it to represent the kind of current artistic vision of the artist. And obviously when he dies, whenever that is, hopefully not in a long time, when that does happen, none of his games will be playable anymore, and it will be locked within a specific period of time. And we will rely on the work of journalists and historians to record what it was like to experience these things. Last question. Come on, last question. Come on, yeah. You've been a good source of questions throughout this, and I appreciate it. Thank you. What is your final question?
So, what do you think of the accusations that The Witness is just a rip-off of Myst?
Now that's a really... No, fuck that. We're not having that as the last question. You had a question. What's your question?
Is it 30 or 60 FPS?
Well, it's 60 FPS. Why are you giving me all these fucking shit questions as the last question? You know we've got to wrap up on this. Yes.
Would you consider this game art?
Yes! What's the last question? Please. Yes. It's good. It's a good story. It's got Carl and it's got Elizabeth and all the other NPCs. What? Craig. Yeah. What's the last question, please?
I don't have one.
I've got one.
Yes.
Who's Jonathan Blow going to be using instead of you for his next game?
I think that's a good place to end on.
Thank you.